Are we doing it?
Action.
Guys, welcome to our first inaugural podcast. To be determined what the name will be.
TBD.
We got myself, Luca, Tom, Tyler.
First names only. We're first names only.
First names
Hey,
only.
this is a podcast for people who know us intimately, our friends and family podcast.
Well, that's the only people that are going to be watching this.
No, I hope that's the last people who would watch.
Our family?
Yeah.
I'm going to show this at Thanksgiving.
Especially when you start throwing out the racial slurs, Tom.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Thanksgiving.
We should call this this podcast Three.
Already off the bat.
You know, I think I'm not going to do the podcast anymore.
All right. So we have no name yet for the podcast.
No name podcast.
We've already said which needs to be cut out.
We'll beep it. We'll
bleep it.
And then people comment down below what you think the word was.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
that's good.
Lips.
That's content.
Put like can you do like something over my mouth so they can't read my lips either?
Jesus.
I like the idea that the podcast is just Tom has questions. He doesn't want to look them up himself. So he goes, hey, can you
Just
look that up?
Googling. But so we're comedians. We're here. This is pretty revolutionary. We're doing three white guys doing a podcast. This is kind
Three
of
white comedians, no structure whatsoever.
Just riffing
It's mostly
it out.
just us laughing. Luca, tell us about the Italian girl living in your basement.
So I got this Italian girl living
That was
in
a bad setup. Tell us about the girl living in your basement.
Which one?
the one chained up or the one that's no. My mom is a flight attendant, as you know. So her flight attendant friend, his daughter, just got a job in Chicago. So she's from Italy. She's from Calabria, and she needed a place to like stay while she finds her job and gets settled and finds an apartment. So for the past week, she's been staying in my pool house where this podcast should be, my Nonna's basement.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm all excited. You know, my mom's like, there's this Italian girl coming to stay.
Yeah, how old is she?
You know, she's 25.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is going to be awesome.
You're like, this is how the rom-com of my life starts.
Ugly.
Right? Yeah. And you didn't know going in. You weren't like...
No, I'm like, though, like, if I've been to Italy and most people are hot.
Attractive, yeah. But it's also funny that
and she's a nice person.
Directed to camera.
Cut that.
I also like the idea that you're like, you know, if it were you instead of your parents, you'd be like, yeah, she can come stay with us. What does she look like, though? Send us a photo. If she's coming to stay,
question,
send a
know?
photo. It's not, but like to you, because you're like, I'm thinking about fucking this person. But your parents aren't like, yeah, we want to help out this girl, let her get on her feet, but not if she's ugly.
Nonna was all about, she's like, oh, I hope she's pretty.
Wait, so
you know, you can find a good woman.
She's
and
coming to this country?
she's here. She's in my
Did
fucking
she
basement.
do it the right way?
I think she's got a visa.
You think, huh? We got to build that wall.
But you know, she talking like this. She's like very Italian. Like she's got
That
the
did
whole
not
accent.
sound Italian at all.
She talks like, you know, I talk like this and this
Like
and
a
that.
special ed kid?
Yeah, is that what Italians sound like? That was
That's
crazy.
what she
Well,
sounds.
Italians are stupid.
But
I'm
so
saying
now that
half of my
you've
family
seen
is Italian.
her for her true colors, is Nonna still like you should marry?
No,
her?
she's super nice and she's a good person, great person.
You
and,
sound more disappointed about that than that she's ugly. You go, yeah, she's nice and a good
well,
person.
think about it. This could have been, I mean, that's like hook, line, and sinker my wife. A woman that is, you know, imported into my basement.
Right.
And she's from Italy.
Knows nobody, has no money or means to get away from me.
Yes, just does not speak the
Has
language.
no other options.
Yeah.
Did you get her off Wayfair?
I got her on ItalianWifeFinder.com. But no,
my
she
God.
came to my comedy show at CG's.
Yeah?
With her father, and after the show, it was the first time I did it in front of my parents. I did like 30 minutes, and afterwards, they specifically came up to me and they go, the father, he goes, I thought that you were not gonna be very good. You know, they said, oh, come and watch the show. My son, he does a comedy. You know, I said, okay, you know, maybe he does a 5 minutes. It's not very funny because you were really good. You know, like he was like very shocked
But do
that
they
at
have
all
no
I had.
comedy over there? Like, who's an Italian comedian?
I go, do you like comedy? They go, oh, I love a Kevin Hart. They love it. Kevin Hart is huge in
Yeah,
Italy.
Tom does too. He's holding on to him right now in his left hand.
That's awesome.
Cut that out.
Yeah, keep that in. Keep that one in. I have another interaction that I want to share.
Great.
Yesterday I was supposed to do that gig at that art gallery, but I didn't do it.
I thought this was a different story, but okay.
And no,
art gallery?
we'll do that one.
The one in
Bolingbrook?
What?
The one in Bolingbrook?
No, this is
don't mention that.
Come on,
Censor
dude.
that out.
Yeah, come on.
Blacklisted from CG's.
No, so I go to this art gallery thing. It's like an art expo, but they have music guys playing, and they wanted me to do comedy. I didn't do it. There's nobody. Like it was a hell gig. But
you showed up and left?
I showed up and I hung out. My friend asked me to do it. He didn't pay me. He was just like, "You want to do comedy?" But anyway, there's this girl there who's a painter, smoking hot girl, very attractive, and she's, has her booth selling her art. It's all terrible.
Really?
Not good art at all.
But dudes are walking by. That's good.
I'm walking by going, holy cow, you painted this?
Holy cow! Jeez Louise!
I go,
That's
this is
a great
wild.
turkey.
Oh yeah, it's like
Did
how
you
I
make that with your hand?
It's like how
It's so realistic.
well, it's like how you and Peyton make fun of me about laughing when girls do what I do.
Oh, why don't you just do it? You're right here. You can just do it.
Whenever I interact with a female, and she says something that I think is, I'm trying to make her feel like she's funny.
Yeah.
I laugh, but I don't make any sound. So I go. That's what I do. I go, so she'll be like, I don't know, I'm like crazy, and I'm like.
That is more than I get when I tell you a bit, though.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you fucking.
I'm like, do it again, just so I can see what it feels like.
See what it feels like to get a reaction out of you.
Does that work often? They go, man, Luca, I can tell he's into me.
I
He's
don't
doing
do
this
it intentionally.
thing.
I don't do it. It's just like something that I'm like, I'm pretending like it's like when you're on stage, you pretend like you're having fun, but really you hate being there.
Yes.
That's what it is. But so I go up to this girl with the art, and I'm like, why? And it's just god awful. Like she's taking,
like
she's cutting out like magazine clippings and then gluing them to a canvas.
A ransom note,
and then and then.
It says like, if you ever want to see your son. It's weird. She had a human finger severed on there. It was crazy. Yeah.
And I'm like, one of them has Michael Jordan, and then she's got two pictures of dogs, and I go, "Is that your dog?" She goes, "Yeah, he died." And I go, "Whose dog is this?" And she goes, That's my friend's dog who died. I go, do you just do dead dogs and ransom notes? Like, is that?
Did she have any macaroni art?
No, but it's like like how you have a canvas, like at least like a Jackson Pollock. You ever see a Jackson Pollock painting? He just like throws the paint.
Yeah.
On the and it's goofy looking.
It sucks. It's bullshit.
Okay, it's bullshit. But that we can argue about that. But this girl's not even covering the whole canvas. There's white just canvas that's still there.
But that's a choice. That's an artistic choice.
Yeah, that's what she said. It said her name was
negative space, Luca. You should.
I'm not going to say her name, but under her note card it said abstract artist. You could just put any bullshit and say you're abstract.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Tom do stand up? Abstract artist. Abstract artist.
We're doing bitch. But I talked to this girl for a while, and I was all into it. She was very attractive. She was a flight attendant too.
So what's a flight attendant?
I run into a lot of flight attendants. I was almost a flight attendant.
Yeah. Wow. Still might be. I had some other question about the art girl. I don't know.
But do you think that's wrong?
She go to art school?
Because I feel like I'm perpetuating her shitty art career by telling her that it's really good.
Yeah,
I think a lot, and I think I'm not the only guy that's doing that. I think guys are going up to her.
I think that's the reason she's there. It's been a whole life of her being like, I think this happens to hot people a lot, where people are like, yeah, you're right. Whatever you're doing is good.
Right, but so what's the solution?
But at least she ended up as an artist. She could have been a cult leader. She could have played, the guitar. She
OnlyFans.
Right.
No, nobody
should have did.
But see, that's the thing is I'm perpetuating the career because I'm trying to have sex with her. A cult leader, I'm not going to be like, I'm following. Maybe, I guess. I'm following you to have sex.
Number?
I got her artist card. Followed her on Instagram.
So no.
No, she said she had a boyfriend, and it's one of those situations where I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
You ever do that? You're just like, it's.
You ever do that? Not believe women? Yeah. I make
it's like just like
I make a habit of that.
What's the saying? Just because there's a goalie doesn't mean there's a.
You can't score.
Just can't score. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's how much Luca doesn't know anything about sports. He's like, if there's a basket, you can, throw the ball in it or something.
This is what I'm trying to say is I want to fuck this lady. I don't care that she said
fuck
no.
the lady.
Yeah. So we out of steam yet or what?
Should we do the punching thing?
Yes.
Okay. There was a huge debate at the Lincoln
Luca was
Lodge
doing a poll last night.
I've told Tom this story several times. He's heard me say.
The people at home, the listeners.
The mass amount of people that listen to this. Tom was there. We went out to the bar in St. Charles and we did the Comedy Vault, and afterwards, we all met out at the bar. Some of our boys and Tom and Luke, they wanted to go keep drinking, go do activities.
Yeah.
And I say I'm gonna go home, and I go back to my car, get in my car, big parking lot, and some guy just opens up my car and decides to get in. He thinks I'm an Uber, and he's going, hey man, like, can you take me home, man? And I'm like, no, I'm not an Uber, buddy. And he's like, come on, man, take me home. I'll give you $50. I said, I'm not an Uber, and I told him to leave. And he's like, I said, you want to wait? Call somebody. Go ahead. I was trying to be nice. Calls his buddy on the phone. He's going, dude, my Uber's tweaking, dude. This guy's tweaking. He's in my car. And I'm going, buddy, you need to leave my car or else I'm going to call the police. And he said, no, man, chill. You got to chill. And then I said, buddy, get out of my car. I'm crack the shit out of you. And he said, chill. So I turned off my car and I pulled him out of my car and I punched him in the face.
Right.
And then he said, chill. And I punched him again. I said, you chill. And then I said, you're a grown man, you fucking. And I drove away, and I was so mad.
Cut that out.
Cut that out. You're a grown man, you fucking idiot. That's what I said.
No, grown man, you fucking. We really do have to cut that out.
So I told you the story, both of you. I've told you before, but we were at the Lincoln Lodge yesterday, and there were two.
You left out the part about how you punched him the second time because the first one felt good.
It was like, I understood why warriors after battle, they're like, they feel like I got done with a good comedy set.
Punching out a drunk guy and killing a whole country is
That's
different.
where I draw the line.
No, but the feeling is the same. You know what I mean? Like
I don't think so. A defenseless little man coiled up on the ground.
Yeah, how big was this guy?
He was a defense. He was
Seventh grade.
He deserved to be taken out of the car. I said, buddy, if you don't get out of my car, I'm gonna hit you. I pull him out of the car. I hit him, and I think everyone's going, yes, I agree with that.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
But then he said,
did invite him into
he
your
said he
car.
went like this, and he went chill, and I was mad that I didn't like knock him on his butt. So I punched him again. I said, you chill, and that was the one where I felt like was wrong. It didn't feel good.
You think I really sent the message home? He was going, man, I do need to chill.
I felt like he learned a lesson. That guy.
So this is Luca's big
This
thing.
is the
He
debate.
keeps saying that like you're a good Samaritan. I've taught this man a lesson. He's sitting at home. The next day he's sitting at home going, you know what? I think I have to chill. I need to work fewer hours.
Chill.
I need to spend more time with my family. I think I'm going to start meditating. And
No, he's
I
probably
need to
going,
change
I
my
shouldn't
life."
get so fucked up that I get in random strangers' cars.
I think he may take away the I shouldn't get so fucked up because he woke up and has no idea what happened.
Yeah.
He was so drunk he thought
You
were
don't
an
think he
Uber.
remembers getting punched in the face, this guy?
But he doesn't know why. He also thought you were an Uber, so he thinks my Uber driver punched me in the face. In your defense, I don't like the fact that he thought he was getting into an empty Uber and he chose the front seat next to
And
you.
he's giving me the
that's
hand.
Yeah.
He's going chill
Talk
like
to the
that.
hand 'cause his face don't
Talk
wanna
to the
hear it.
hand, and he's in my car. He's in my property. But
You're really getting like stand your ground about this. You came into my car.
Well, so
it's a Toyota Rav4. Okay, it's not like
you don't get into somebody. But those two girls at the Lincoln Lodge. There was just two girls, and they're going, "You're in the wrong. That was wrong that you did that." And I'm like,
What am I supposed to do?
I'm like, I taught him a lesson.
If we work backwards, the second crack
should've
for
shot
sure wrong. That was admittedly recreational. You did that for you.
I did it because I felt the evil in me.
Yeah.
Now, Luca,
Yeah.
let me ask
Which
you this.
go ahead.
What did he look like? Describe him from head to toe. What was he wearing?
He was like college
Hairstyle.
kid, white guy, spiky hair, skinny.
Never mind. It's a good thing you punched him. I hate this
And he was wearing like a
Patagonia shirt.
No.
It was Tyler.
No, he was wearing like one of those like I'm at a club, but like it's a button up, like an ASOS like party shirt. You ever see those? You know what I mean? Like a
What are we
Tommy
talking here?
Bahama, like
Yeah, it's got some
Tony
pattern.
Soprano
Yeah,
kind of
something-
looking
something
shirt,
Stupid. Yeah.
but not nice. And it was all like fucking disheveled because he's drunk and stupid, and he was wearing shorts and Sperry's.
Yeah.
And he got in my car, and he's just like, so he talked like this. Can you just take me home, man? I'll give you $50. Come on, man.
I could have made $50.
Yeah,
bucks.
$50.
That's
Yeah.
how. Yeah.
Luca
No,
doesn't
I'm not.
value
But
a dollar.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. Then I feel like a lesser of a person. That I succumb to this guy's will, even if he's giving me 50. That's not what I do in life. Is
Okay.
drive people around for money.
Fair enough. You're right.
You should have been like, all right, give me the $50 and then beat the shit out of him.
That would have been bad.
No.
So
Well,
we're-
that's what I'm saying. I could have robbed this guy.
see-
I could have murdered him.
see,
I just
this is the
punched him
argument-
and taught him a lesson.
This is the argument he was making last night. Is it could have been so much worse. It's like, yeah, I could have freebased heroin, killed his whole family. But that doesn't make you a good person because he didn't do that. I could lock
I'm
the
not
door.
saying I'm
I
a
could
good
lock the
person.
door right now and burn the whole house down with all of us in it because I didn't do that. I'm a pretty good guy.
I'm not saying I'm a good person. I'm just saying that
You're
he
defending
kind of
that.
deserved it. And I think he learned something that day.
That is very Italian of you, though. You're like, they're going to respect
Street
me.
justice. Yeah.
They're going to respect me.
In my Toyota RAV4.
I taught him a lesson.
He came into my car.
Okay, it's just not done.
Apparently it is.
What if he was super Italian? Would he been like, all right, I'll give an Italian.
No,
brother
not at
home.
all. No, I would probably
more
would have
mad.
upset me more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, your mother raised you? It would have been that.
You're giving Italians a bad name like this? Tell people you're Greek, okay?
I do a joke about it. I've gotten Ubers that aren't for me, and like they're like, hey man, get out, and I do. And I've done 100 different drunk, stupid things.
That's the other thing about this is you said you cracked them, and usually if you get in a fight, you're drunk, and you were pretty sober. So you go, I kind of like the feeling of punching a guy in the face sober.
Well, like, because I said it felt like I felt like a cowboy. I needed the leather vest. Like I felt like the town marshal. Like John Wayne. I just taught that guy a lesson.
Wait,
That's not what John Wayne was doing.
John Wayne punched people all the time.
Wait,
I think.
Luca, you said you were sober?
I
I was with you that night.
I had a couple drinks, but I was
you weren't
by
like,
no means.
You wouldn't the level you should be cracking a guy for.
I'm
no
like
reason,
when in the past where I've gotten in fights on the few occasions, I've been like, "Fuck you, man!" Like
What if you punched that guy and he beat the fuck out of you?
And that's
You knew.
And here's another reason that why I think it's bad is because I knew I could be.
Well, it's not a fair fight.
That's the only reason you fight people.
If he was a huge guy, I'd be like, hey, maybe I'll take you home. Maybe.
What if he's like, suck my dick?
Now it's getting gay. He's a huge guy. Maybe I'll take you home, put on my vest.
All right, maybe I am a bad person.
No, Luca,
What if he was wearing a Patagonia
All right, here's
shirt?
a question
I
for
agree
you.
with you.
Here's a question for you. Do you keep any sort of weapon in your car in case of some sort of like altercation? Do you have any kind of weapon?
What kind of altercation are we talking about? Something like this, or someone tries to like steal
something
your car,
like that, or
whatever?
like something, or like maybe that. Let's say same guy, more aggressive. Okay, like do you have a bat? Do you have like a little pocket knife?
I do. I have the little thing I use to scrape the ice off in the winter.
Tyler, you look like a guy that put his keys between his fingers
Stop
and he's like,
it.
I'll
Tom, weapon?
Oh, yeah.
What do you got?
A bat?
Yeah,
Do you really?
that's a
Where's
classic
it, in the
bat.
trunk?
No, it's right in between my seat. What about
love
something
that.
happens?
Hang
I'm
on.
supposed to.
Excuse me, I need to. Our buddy the other day, he said, "I'm like, what do you keep in your car?" Because I got into a separate altercation. I was yelling at some guy, and Mike was like,
This happens to you a lot.
"Mike was like, what do you like? I heard you yelling at some guy, so I grabbed my flashlight, my heavy flashlight,
Yeah. He said my just in case flashlight.
my just in case
Oh
flashlight."
wait, Luke, ask me again if I have something in the car. Cut this on.
And
what do you have in
Tom,
the car?
something in the car. Take two. Action.
What do you carry in your car?
AR-15.
As a matter of fact, here's a story. My older brother, one time got in a altercation about a parking space. He was parking in a mall. He was trying to get a parking space. A guy, a car swoops in and takes the space. And my brother's a little younger at the time, a little hot-headed. He had a bat in his car, and he claims he wasn't going to do anything. He just wanted to intimidate the person. Hey, you took my spot,
Thinking the guy
asshole.
would go, you know what? You're right. I'm going to get in my car and leave, and you take the spot.
He pulls out the bat, walks, and he's like, I see the guy. I'm like, I see the guy in the car. Gets out, lesbian. It wasn't a guy at all.
And so she's going, oh, where's the game? Let's play.
And my brother, the way he says it, he goes, I looked at her and I immediately lost. I just went like this and I got in my car and no words were exchanged. Just drove away.
She sees him with a bat and she goes, oh, you guys playing today? Let's go.
She starts.
Yeah. Oh, man, is that a Louisville? Oh, it's a good bat.
But yeah,
Wait, that's funny that he's like, oh, I'll crack a guy with a bat, but I don't want to intimidate a lesbian. They've had it hard.
right. I mean, but like, you lose in that scenario every time. You're intimidating a lesbian with a bat.
I don't know.
I think lesbians are pretty well accepted throughout all of time, right?
I don't think so, Tom.
I don't think
You
so
don't
at all.
think
We were
No,
burning him at the stake
Cut
a couple
that.
years
Cut
ago.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't. Yeah, I actually don't know. I don't know too much about the history. Maybe one of our guests could be a lesbian.
Can we look that up?
Can we look up
the history of lesbians?
No, they. The lesbians were the ones that got the right to vote.
Yeah.
Just now.
All right, but so no weapons in the car. And
cracked the guy.
and like in that situation, I for sure wouldn't have used.
So working backwards from you cracking this guy twice. Second time, admittedly, cherry on top. That was for you. One for him, one for you, right?
Sometimes you gotta.
But sure. First time, he was already out of the car. You could have dragged him out of the car, closed the door, got back in the car, and left.
Right. Well, so my what I could have done. So I think there's a few options. I could have called the police
Yeah.
and done that, and that's lame.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
I could have just grabbed him, threw him out of my car, and drove away.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I could have pulled him out of my car, punched him once,
Yes.
and then drove away.
Yeah.
But
What you did do.
I chose the second. I punched him twice.
Well, you have to make sure that he's down.
'Cause the second
what
one-
if you punch him and he comes back at you? You want to make sure.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. But he was like this.
He seemed pretty incapacitated before you even punched him. I mean, this guy had a rough night to begin with.
Yeah.
Is this incriminating? Am I going to get arrested for this?
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah,
Lucas,
they're outside right now. Come on, guys.
Well, Lucas telling a bunch of people this last night, like kind of taking a poll, and every time a new person walks in, it's kind of like, I don't know if you should be telling more people
Yeah.
about this.
Lucas gonna be like, so I shot a man last weekend.
Well, this happened. That happened to Joe Antonacci. He got popped. He got arrested because someone recognized him as a comedian.
It's the Italians, dude. This is what
Yeah.
we do. We go after them.
All right, I got a premise for you guys. Maybe you guys can help me out with it. I feel like as Americans, we all fucking like suck. Like men, women, right, left, we all
Just
are
at
pieces of
life?
shit. Well, it's all pieces of shit. I was talking to this girl and she said that she quit her job because it wasn't a vibe. Can you imagine being like in a different country? And you're like snapping together iPhones and you're like, this is really
Is that
isn't a
true though?
vibe.
Have you?
I was picturing it's like those ladies who are carrying bricks on their head, 100 pounds of bricks on their
Yeah.
head all day, every day, and they go, this isn't really a vibe for me.
See, it doesn't really flow with me right
you know
now.
What? The vibes are a little off today at the brick factory.
At the quarry.
Yeah.
Or like a coal miner. He's
Right,
dying
yeah.
of
Right.
emphysema.
Well, that's how I feel about like comedy. Like, I'm like, well, this is my dream. I want to
Yeah.
do it. And
Right.
then
You're-
part of
you're
me is like,
manifesting
I'm
it.
a piece of shit. Like I should just be doing something that,
Yeah.
like
Like what would if you weren't doing comedy, what would your
I don't
job
know.
be?
That's why I'm doing it. But I think, but you know what I mean?
Chippendales?
Like some people have no choice. There's just like, there's a guy probably in China that wants to be a comedian, but they're like, no.
Build
put
the
together
phones.
that fucking
Yeah.
iPhone.
But don't you think there was something to like, you have the choice, so you have to exercise?
Exactly. No, and I do agree with that.
But then it also
And
is
it's also a vibe.
for sure a vibe.
Well, we were talking about this yesterday, or not yesterday when we were at Mojo's. How Steph was saying, she's like, "Yeah, I'm manifesting it. I'm
Yeah.
manifesting my business."
It just means you're a lazy
It just
piece of
means
shit.
you're not
Yeah.
doing anything.
I'm
You
not
just-
doing anything about it. I'm thinking quite a bit
Well,
about
she
it.
literally that
Yeah.
goes to your joke. I
Yeah,
guess. It's
I was
like,
gonna.
like she literally said verbatim. She goes, "I'm not I'm trying to manifest success in my business, but I'm not like doing anything about it. I'm just like putting my energy in the universe, seeing what's coming back." I'm like, "Oh, so nothing. You're doing nothing."
It actually would be better to do nothing. You're just thinking about it.
Yeah. I tried to say on stage once this like, our generation especially, like they're like, you could do anything you want to do when you grow up. You could be anything. And most of us were like, I'll do nothing. Like let's not do let's
Your
just
choices
not,
or anything? I actually preferred this nothing thing. This girl who's like, it's not a vibe.
Is that true, by the way?
Yeah, that happened.
Oh yeah, that happened.
I want to know what her job was. Like,
bartender,
oh, okay, that's but it's
which
not,
is all vibes.
right.
It's all
Which,
vibes.
in her defense, that's a vibe heavy profession.
Yeah,
You know what, if
I
you're-
hate the word vibe. If you use the word vibe sincerely, someone should kill you.
You said it 17 times,
You
but
did say
I
a lot.
I did.
Yeah, just now.
Oh yeah, doing the bit.
Right, the bit.
I mean,
me-
I would never
Right.
walk into this podcast and be like, guys, this is a fucking vibe.
Yeah, but that also feels like you said like Americans suck was like the premise. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's a generational thing. Like the vibe,
Yeah.
the everything's a vibe. Vibes are off. The vibes are weird. That's like those people are just mentally ill.
Yeah.
But don't you want a bartender, especially a bartender that's in the vibe? You want a vibe in bar. Like I hate a bartender that you can tell that they're just
all
they're
business.
upset to be there.
Yeah.
I wish this girl. I was hoping she was like a financial analyst, and she went into HR and was like, it's just not really a vibe for me anymore. It's
Yeah.
not going to work out here. I don't see the long.
Yeah, the fact that that's an option for us at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And people go, "Oh, okay."
Is
Like,
that
like
what
people
you-
will understand
Right.
that. Oh, it's not a vibe. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, right.
Right, people, like-
her manager was going, "Oh, did you try those crystals underneath the counter? Check those out."
Yeah. No, get a salt lamp.
Is that the reason you give them when you put your 2 weeks in? They're like, hey, why?
That's
you
what I'm
quitting?
saying,
You're
like,
Vibes were off. Vibes were off.
Vibes were off. That's funny. I think you could do
Any
something
of those
with that.
invisible forces, I'm out. Vibes, chakras. All
What do you think about horoscopes?
bullshit.
Yeah, whatever, man. Is that the astrology one?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
the
like-
stars, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what your sign is?
No.
Not at all.
I've dated enough psychotic women that I've heard it enough times, but I always forget.
Do you know what I notice about people that always like talk about like their sign, and then you go, what are the traits of that sign? And they always have like positive things to say. It's
Yeah,
never like
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a piece of shit. I'm
Yeah.
a Sagittarius. It's
No.
it's always good shit.
Yeah.
It's like you
You're
don't have
right.
any.
You know what you get a lot? I like I'll see all the time. You'll be like, oh, like on a date sometimes, because I go out on a dates with a lot of stupid women, and they'll like
Yeah, they're on a date with
that's
you.
my type is like, yeah, right, exactly. And they're very into that.
Yeah.
And so that's a big flirtation point for me. I'll be like, what's your astrological sign? I'm a Sagittarius, and I go, are we compatible? I don't care,
Yeah. And
then you
right?
laugh.
But it's just something, and then I go like that.
Take a button off my vest.
But I always go like, oh, are we compatible? Or I go, what does your sign mean? What is the? And she goes, well, you gotta do your full chart.
Right,
It's always the full chart. Nobody has the full. Who's doing the full
You
chart?
got 5 different moons.
And you're like, what was the time that you were born at?
Yes.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's silly.
It's
But
dumb.
like
It does suck.
But sometimes I'm like, I'll look it up and it'll be like a high compatibility because I do it for like the flirtation. I'll be like, well, let's see. Oh, it seems that we're really sexually compatible, and I find that it's always kind of true.
Well, I feel.
okay.
Shut up.
Lucas, like, turns out me and a girl that's willing to fuck me, we're compatible.
Yeah,
Like, that's
so,
because of the stars. That's because of the stars.
You can look up anything and it'll come up.
The stars brought us together.
I've incriminated myself in this podcast, and I'm sounded just so gay.
When's your
I'm
birthday?
an
Cut that out.
astrological sign, leather vest.
When's your birthday?
December 5th.
What time?
I know you got to do the whole chart.
Tyler, what's a December sign? Can you look that up?
Sagittarius.
Oh, you're Sagittarius?
It's the goat man.
So you could be like, you could look up, is Sagittarius compatible with Leo?
right. You can
Right.
find
Please.
something that.
Please. I really need this right now.
All right. How about this? How about we look up Tom's
Okay.
astrological sign and we see if it's in line with Tom's characteristics.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let's do it.
I think
Virgo.
I think
But
that's-
so what you were saying about how they're all saying positive ones? I was in Chinatown a couple weeks ago, and they have all the Chinese calendar. I think they're astrological. It's also astrological, but theirs are different.
No, theirs
they have
is,
their own ones.
That was
Yeah.
just a Chinese menu, Tyler.
the menus always have on it though.
The pig, the horse. That was the- Scan the QR code. You're the horse. With Szechuan sauce and rice. No, but theirs were.
There's yearly.
Most of them are really, really bad. You read one and it's like the monkey. It's like they're creative and they're they run around a lot or whatever. And the next one, it's like the horse. They have a good attitude, but also they're dumb and they're mean and they're stupid. Like most of it is really negative.
Oh, they're negative.
Very negative.
What is your Chinese sign? Do you know?
I forget. Maybe the monkey.
They go by the whole. That one I don't
specific
makes less
years.
sense
It's
because it's your
specific
whole year. Everybody in that year is an asshole.
It's like in 72, in 94, in 2001. Yeah.
I'm your the dog.
What am I? I don't know what I am.
90. What are you? 90.
97.
I have no idea. On the appearance of Virgos are humble, self-effacing, industrious, and practical, but under the surface they are frequently natural, kind, and sympathetic. Dude, this is not you at all.
not at all.
As
We debunked the whole thing.
Virgoians, that's not even a word, are methodical and quick thinkers, yet they have so much mental energy that they are frequently stressed and tense. Is this you? Does this feel like it's you?
I would have to say no.
It's
You know what I
bullshit.
was
You heard it
thinking?
here first. It's
Look up
bullshit.
yours.
You know what I was thinking when you were reading that though is that this microphone looks a lot like Craig Robinson. Isn't that-
I was trying so hard not to read that with any mistakes because I knew you guys were gonna make fun of me. For reading that.
Oh, you're like a kid reading in class, like Popcorn Tom. I don't want to read anymore.
Good thing I don't have to read it.
I'm a Sagittarius values independence.
Sagittarius?
Yeah, there you go. Prove him right. Yeah.
A Sagittarius values independence and the ability to do what they want. When they want, above all else, they are adventurous, risk takers, and have a sharp business and sports mentality. I'm huge into sports. Sagittarius natives are known for their emotional intelligence, which helps them connect with others. I feel like that's me, guys.
Does it say anything about punching people out in the
Their emotional intelligence. Yeah, I really enjoyed cracking that guy.
Typically, when they crack someone, they crack them twice. For a lesson.
They are teachers. Yeah, natural born teachers.
Tyler, let's do Tyler's. We got to round it off.
Yeah, I
with
don't
that.
even, so this is the thing. Every person.
You have no. When's your birthday?
Every woman at February 14th. Every woman I've ever
it's my
dated.
brother's birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
That's Valentine's Day. Isn't it?
Yeah. Usually that's the reaction.
Actually,
people
my
get.
brother's birthday's the 13th, so I don't even
It's
know.
my brother's birthday, the 13th.
Wait, so your
Do you do a
birthdays
joke
are
about your
back-to-back?
birthday being
We're-
on Valentine's Day?
That's
What?
worse than having a
Do you do a
Christmas
joke about your birthday?
I
being on-
used to like years ago. I've done that in a long time.
I could see. Yeah, that's. I feel like that's an early joke.
Yeah, yeah.
What's an early joke?
I did a joke about my birthday being on Valentine's Day.
What was the joke?
It was a decent joke. It was that I like having a birthday on Valentine's. And this is true. People are always like, "Oh, isn't that bad?" It's good because if you're single, it doesn't matter. It's your birthday. It's not Valentine's Day. And if you're with somebody, anything you do, you look like a hero because you did it on your birthday. So the joke was, I like having a birthday on Valentine's Day because I'm never just alone on Valentine's Day. Instead, I'm drunk and alone on my birthday.
I like that. It's a good show.
Thank you.
Aquarius
Me 8
people
years
are
ago would love that.
advanced, self-reliant, clever, exceptional, and optimistic. Air is the elemental sign. Aquarius, like air, lack the distinct form and appear to resist classification. Others are enthusiastic and active, while other Aquariuses are calm and sensitive.
Man, astrology is real.
Ain't it real a little bit,
all
guys?
my girlfriends were right. This is to everyone I've ever dated. You
Three
were right the whole
straight white
time.
men.
You were right the whole time.
Astrology is real.
I feel like
Just
I'm
real.
just not living up to my Virgo status.
That's how you're supposed to be, but you're fucking it up.
You're just a piece of shit Virgo. That's what you are.
I've actually, like, of course, every woman I've ever dated has been like, oh, you're this and you're rising that and you're falling this, but I can't remember them. So, but literally, I've had people where it's like a point of contention where they're like, yeah, your sign, and I'm like, what is it again? She's like, how do you? This is important to me. Why do you not know this? And I'm like,
Some girls are fucking into it, man.
almost all of them. What do you mean? I would love to
like,
find
there's
someone who's not.
definitely it's a spectrum of it. Like some girls are like, yeah, okay, like
And that,
all right,
that
sometimes
spectrum is the same spectrum of autism, if you believe it.
Yeah.
If you would believe it.
no, like but it is like I mean, some girls are like, this is fucking
Yeah. Or they're like,
My
I
religion.
won't date a Libra. Yeah,
That's paganism.
for sure.
What's paganism mean?
Paganism is like devil worship.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You said it so confidently.
I think.
I do believe.
What do you think, guys? Should we?
Kill ourselves and all quit comedy?
Should we
I
wrap?
do. Yeah.
I thought we had fun.
I
Should
think
we
this is
wrap
very
it?
good.
Should we wrap it?
Yeah, if you want to say one last slur and then we'll end.
Yeah.
You first.
yeah. But, I don't know.
Oh, that was
you,
mine.
you go first, Tyler.
With what? What are we doing?
I don't know. Yeah,
Slur.
close it out. We
That's
started
how-
with me. You got
Wait,
now
do you know what? Wait. You were talking about how we were supposed to have this segment about bits. I'm the only one that said
You
a
did
bit.
do a bit.
You didn't do a bit, and
Yeah.
you didn't do a bit.
Well, we're out of time.
Well, I'm not burning my material on a shitty fucking podcast.
You guys aren't even worth my bits. Tune in next week.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a
All
good
right,
one.
thank you.